The topic I will be discussing in this video is all about quadratic equations. Definition of quadratic equation. So, quadratic equation in one variable is a mathematical sentence of degree 2 that can be written in standard form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a is not equal to 0. In ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, ax squared is called the quadratic term or the squared term. So this term is the term with the highest exponent, which is 2. This is also called as the leading term. Next is bx. Bx is called the linear term. So term with exponent 1. And then c is the constant term. So constant term has a fixed value. So it is a term which is only a number. A quadratic equation can be classified into two, complete and incomplete. So complete quadratic equation is an equation where the values of a, b, and c are non-zero digits. So let's have the two examples. X squared minus 2x plus 10 equals 0, and 2x squared plus 19 equals 7x. So in the given, we have the squared term. Next, the linear term, and the constant term. While in an incomplete quadratic equation, either bx or c is missing. So in x squared plus 17x, bx is missing, while in 3x equals 5x squared, the constant term is missing. Let us find the values of a, b, and c in the following equations in standard form. Remember that a is the coefficient of x squared or the number before x squared, b is the coefficient of x or the number before x, and c is the constant term. So first example, x squared minus 2x plus 10 equals 0. So the value of a is equal to 1. Because if there is no number before x squared, that is assumed to be 1. Next, b is equal to negative 2. It is the number before x. And c is the constant term, which is 10. Second example, 3x squared plus 2x minus 25 equals 0. So a is equal to 3, the number before x squared. b is equal to 2, which is number before x. And c is negative 25, which is the constant term. The first two examples are examples of complete quadratic equation. Next, third equation, 2x squared plus 5x equals 0. Notice here that the constant term is missing. So a is equal to 2, which is the coefficient of x squared. b is equal to 5, which is the coefficient of x. So c is missing, so which means the coefficient is 0. And last example, x squared minus 8 equals 0. So here there's no linear term. So a is equal to 1. Next, there's no linear term, so b is equal to 0. And the constant term is negative 8. Note that the equations given are all written in standard form. So the standard form of quadratic equations is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Some equations are not written in standard form. So to determine the values of a, b, and c, the first step is to transform it to standard form. So the standard form of quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c. So to transform, the first step is to transpose 8 to the left side of the equation. So when you transpose a term from one side to another, you need to change the sign. So from positive 8 to negative 8. And then, you have to write 0 on the right side of the equation. So now, the equation is written in standard form. After that, find the values of a, b, and c. So a is the coefficient of x squared. So a equals 3. B is the coefficient of x. So b equals 7. And c is the constant term, which is negative 8. Okay, next example is 4x squared minus 12x. So the first step is to transform it to standard form. So for standard form, the number on the right side must be 0. So first step, transpose negative 12x to the left side of the equation. So if you transpose a term from one side to another, you need to change the sign. So, transpose. Then after that, change the sign. So, from negative to positive. And then, the number on the right side will become 0. So, this is now written in standard form. So, we can now find the values of a, b, and c. So, a is the coefficient of x squared. So a equals 4. B is the coefficient of x, which is 12. And the constant term is missing. So c is equal to 0. So a equals 4, b equals 12, and c equals 0. Third example, 23x minus 18 plus x squared equals 0. So in the given, notice that the number on the right side is 0, so you will only rearrange the terms on the left side of the equation. So if you will rearrange, do not change the signs. So retain the signs of the three terms. So the first term is x squared. The second term is positive 23x. And the constant term will become the third term, which is negative 18. Then still 0 on the right side of the equation. So now it is written in standard form. So the value of a is equal to 1, which is the coefficient of x squared. Next, b is equal to 23, which is the coefficient of x, and c equals negative 18, which is the constant term.